What is going on, guys? We're back on another video today, and we're doing a rebuild of the Indianapolis Colts. Let's be honest, we're doing this thing because of Andrew Luck. He said, you know what, Colts? I know you're probably thinking, hey, man, our biggest worry is our defense. We need some linebackers. Our defensive line, we're not really sure. Got some young cornerbacks, but hey, we got a good offense. We're ready to go. Our offensive line's sick now. Andrew Luck took one of those confusion grenades and went yeet right into the front office, and boom, we are now seeing a Indianapolis Colts team that goes from a top 5 to definitely not a top 5. Of course, we're still going to be using Andrew Luck. I'm doing this rebuild not only to, obviously we're gaining them views, you know what I'm saying, but we got to use Andrew Luck and the Colts before Andrew Luck is no longer on the team in Madden, because they could easily remove him, because technically that's what they should do. Looking at you, Ryan Shazier, why are you still in the game? I'm just saying. I know I may have abused you a bit in our 49ers franchise video. If you didn't see that, take a look at that. If you haven't, subscribed to the channel and liked the video, take a look at that. I'm sorry. I really apologize for that. This team has some potential. The potential's kind of out the window, like quite literally. Andrew Luck, I don't know. I just don't know what to tell you. That's all I'm going to say. Of course, the running backs, Marlon Mack, Hines, not a bad backfield. Maybe in real life, still a little bit more questions, but in Madden, sick backfield. Hines could probably start for you if you really wanted to. He's very good. Like, very good. He's just as good as Cohen, just doesn't have the actual abilities. But, of course, at star development, doesn't take long. Paris Campbell, I'm a little surprised they only gave him normal. I'm a little devastated by it, actually, because things would go a lot more smoothly if he was star development. Of course, they have two really good tight ends. Offensive line, like we said, majorly improved, and it comes at a worse time because Andrew Luck obviously retires. If it was a couple of years ago, maybe we wouldn't be in this situation. Like we were talking about in the beginning of this video, defensive line, linebackers, a little bit of a problem. The main reason why the defensive line is a problem is you got Marcus Hunt, the quote-unquote bust. He's 32 and he's only played 6 years, and played 6 years is debatable because he really didn't play it. He's obviously a monster in size, and he looks like Andrew Luck. Honestly, put him at QB, wouldn't know the difference other than probably the 15,000 picks he would throw. And then you have this fella who's not even a DT, but he's playing DT. He's 273 pounds. What are they doing? I don't know. We also have some young corners. Not this man. He's not really young, but Kenny, Rakia Sin, and of course Quincy, all very young. But we're not going to start Quincy, are we? Actually, maybe let's take a look at some zone coverages. That's all I'm saying. Damn, you suck. Like, Rakia Sin, what about you? I know he's not really going to play. Oh, God. Yeah, the big issue, of course, is offensive line. Linebackers, there are some young fellas, so I'll give it to the Colts for going out and going for the youth. You know, you'd rather go for youth than proven guys that have proven to be trash. We're going to put a Bobby, what's his name? Aquare, I believe his name is. Akiriki. It's going to be like Aqua Rockre or something, and I'm going to just sound like an idiot. Which I did, because I just pronounced the name, and my brain didn't stop me from making a fool of myself. But there you go. I mean, there's a youngster in there. You got Walker. He's on our practice squad, because I think, well, not a practice squad, our training practice, because I think, he's decent. He's decent. Did he go down from last year? I felt like last year he was way better in the game. I don't know. T.Y. Hilton, I get it, but, no, please don't die on the kick returns. We could really appreciate you not dying. Of course, Adam Vinatieri outliving good old Andrew Luck. Probably going to outlive Jacoby, and then the quarterback that comes in for him as well. Look at him. I mean, just keep on going. 46 years old, 93 kick power, 85 accuracy. Rigoberto. How you doing? That's all I got for you. Is he actually Asian? Because that picture doesn't really... I mean, he may be Asian, but, he's full Asian in the game. There's no doubt about it. I don't know. I just feel like it's not the thing. Jacoby Brissett, what kind of contract is he on? I would assume he's got to be on, a 1 year here. Ooh. Jesus, Indianapolis. I'm sorry. You are screwed. Hopefully he's good, but, and Jacoby's, he's jumping for joy, man. I mean, imagine when he came home to his girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever he's into, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to start judging people. He got some. I'm just saying, I'm not going to say anymore. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I would. I mean, I wouldn't because I'm me, but like, all I'm going to say, I might be spoiling it a little bit here, but if you've seen what I've seen and you're a Colts fan, you'd probably be crying a little bit. I'm just saying. It sucks so much for the Colts because you're seeing here the cap space. It's there. You know, the drafts they had a window, man. They had a window. And Andrew Luck closed the window, and then before he closed it, or right after he closed it, he kicked it and broke the window. So now you got to repair the damn window, you know? Devin Funchess, we gave him a 4-year deal, which seems really excessive, but, you know, at the worst, you could play tight end. That's all I'm going to say. Actually, I regret that move. I really shouldn't have done it. The signing bonus was small, though, so we're not worried about it. Jabal Sheard, he's been actually a pretty pleasant surprise for them. However, at the age of 30, if he doesn't play well, he could go down, and I don't want to pay someone for going down. Anthony Costanzo, he's going to be here for another 2 years. Damn, 25 mil, though. Okay, the man's making some money. Like, I remember he was, like, a huge cap casualty. He was, like, 14 mil at one point? Like, Jesus. Jack Doyle is asking for a lot of money. I don't think we can do it. But Mr. Eric Ebron shall get the contract, more than likely. I would give Adam Vinatieri a contract, but once again, that man is probably going to retire. All right, a hold up here. Did they fix contracts? What's the story here? Nick Mullins wants a 4-year, like, 44 mil deal, and he's like, what is he, like a 68 overall? Jacoby Brissett wants a 3-year deal worth 12 mil? What do you mean? Headed to the playoffs? If this actually comes true, this is insane. Did it? Did it? Ooh, that was really poor. Okay, so now maybe you kind of thought, maybe you kind of gathered what I was talking about here, but this team was actually 8-0. 8-0. Then we lost 2, tied 2, won 1, lost 2, won 1. I mean, it could have went way worse, you know, especially divisional games here. You know, a lot of losses there. You could see a lot of losses and ties. The worst games to lose or tie. But we still made it. We snuck it out. And let's see how the team did. Who the hell is this guy? Oh, Andrew. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I forgot he used to be the quarterback for the... I'm sorry. It's so fresh. Really good season. Would go down as... quite possibly, oh no, not even quite possibly, definitely his best season of his career, just for the passer rating, completion percentage, the yards and touchdowns aren't too far off, and then the picks, really good. Marlon Mack, 8 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, maybe enough for a development up, but look at this number, 6 whole fumbles, yikes, rather than 6 half fumbles. Eric Ebron, we did re-sign after that failed attempt, which it seems like a good one, 12 touchdowns, 900 yards. T.Y. Hilton, 13 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. I would assume he's a superstar, right? So, yeah, I mean, I doubt it, but he has a chance to go to X Factor. I don't know how hard it is this year. Devin Funchess, as a role player, he played pretty damn well. I'm actually surprised he did even that well. Touchdowns are a little bit lower than we'd expect for a big guy. Damn, look at those numbers for Justin Houston. 18 sacks. Kenny Moore, hello. Justin Houston, if he doesn't go to superstar, I don't care what anyone says, we're going to cheat. I know there's a couple people that don't like it, but for the most of you, for the most part, you guys do kind of agree with me for some of these situations. If Justin Houston, regressed as hard as he did in Madden because he wasn't great for the Chiefs over the last year or two, 18 sacks would definitely prove he's back. It definitely would prove it. Adam Vinatieri, not a bad season. Let's see, did he win an award? If Justin Houston won an award, then nobody can argue with me, and I'll fight you all. He didn't win an award there, but he was number 5 defensively. Anything? He did win Defensive Lineman of the Year, going up against guys like Myles Garrett, who is insane in Sim, Melvin Ingram, J.J. Watt, Joey Bosa. Some pretty big names there, so, yeah, fight me. Please don't. I'm not ready. 10-4-2. Jags probably somewhere in the mix still, maybe. Going against the Chiefs, 81 overall to their 82. We went up 3 overalls, and of course we didn't, we're not really intending to lose anyone big. I guess Jabal Sheard maybe will lose. and then the safety Gaithers, but he's kind of on the older side. Look at Frank looking so worried. I feel like we mentioned that. Like last year, he probably had the same pitcher or something. All right, Indianapolis. Andrew, for the Colts fans out there who probably despise you at this point in time, give us something to... I mean, I'm not a Colts fan, but give them something to feel, you know? Take them to the Super Bowl here, pal. If you can't do it in real life, take them in the virtual world. I am still shocked, honestly. I am shooketh, and I will not be shaketh anytime sooneth. Justin Houston takes down his old team. Patrick Mahomes kind of does poorly. If it's Justin Houston, that'd be pretty cool. Let's take a look. Marcus Hunt, get the hell out of here. Marcus and Jabal, picks for Desire and Mathieu. I don't know. Pierre Desir, is his name Desir? Desire? Does I care? I does not. So Rocky Sin's like a 75 overall now. He's doing all right. He's doing well for himself. 81 overall still. 91-0, 77 defense. I suppose you probably would rather have the better offense. You want an offense that can, carry the load, pretty much take you down the field every single time. Because at the end of the day, even if your defense sucks arse, there's a good chance you still can come away with a turnover. There's teams that have a bad defense, but they've got some top-tier guys when it comes to taking the ball away. And that's all it takes. Turnovers, bend, don't break, basically. And obviously with a sick offense that can put up 38-plus points in the playoffs, I mean, we're looking very good for a Year 1 Super Bowl. The competition was the Chiefs, which fair enough, they are a good team, but they're not that great because their defense is terrible. I'm talking like worse than what we're talking about. And then you have the Bengals here who won't even sniff the playoffs in real life. Maybe, probably. The Rams at 7-9 in the conversation. Probably hoping for the Packers, right? I'd say so. Maybe. I don't know. If we lose to the Bengals, oh my God, don't do it to us. Just don't do it to us. I mean, our defense is bad, but like we said, we were talking up the offense, and they're kind of letting us down here. It's halftime. We're down 10. There you go, down 3. Then defense, man. Defense is coming in at the worst time, Here you go, down by 3. I mean, as much as the defense has played badly, because the Bengals are a pretty bad offensive team, the offense has got to do better, and that's not good. Okay, it's doable. I'm going to win this game, damn it. I got to say damn it, because I really don't want to. I'd rather just wait, but, I mean, it's in the board, it's there. Unleashing a monster ball. Holy crap. How the hell did Andrew Luck throw it that far? He really... we would have had a really good chance if he didn't throw that stupid pick just recently. Maybe he should have retired in game. T.Y. Hilton is wide open. I actually had a thought there that T.Y. was going to take it. Freaking amazing. It's on all Madden, so, I mean, you guys have seen it. We have choked way more often than we have actually won these games. I guess maybe this year not. This year we've actually done pretty good. Are you guys blind? Clearly he was in. Look at him. He's like, no, John. We were wrong. We deal with the consequences. This is basically my my solo battles offense, if you were wondering. That's basically how I play it. 4 verts, slant the inside. If there's a safety, not over top, we'll streak him. Obviously, we won't hear, but Andrew Luck in the zone. So with 1:31 and all 3 timeouts, the game can be had. Like, I would prefer to win. Oh, you sneaky devil. You sneaky devil. He almost got us. That mother. Please don't pass the ball. Please pass the ball. Jeez, I thought we were about to give it up. We're severely changing the fate here of the Indianapolis Colts, but, there's probably a lot of Colts fans watching and they're saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, I don't see any fault in it. I don't see any problem with what you're speaking of. Come on, Hines. Hindsight's 2020. There you go, Hines. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Oh, what a return. Funches earned that contract. He's like, John, we've been over this. Don't talk to me. Who's the coach of the Bengals? It's clearly not. Oh, God, he's not even open. Woo! T.Y. Hilton playing DB. That's my man. Andrew Luck. Look at that. Untouched. Mate, you didn't need to retire. You just run faster. You won't get hit. Oh my god, I actually thought I just missed the kick. I held it there, and as I was holding it, I contemplated all of the things that have went wrong, and I just reviewed them in my head. Like, where did I go wrong? What did I do to deserve this? All right, so we pulled the greatest comeback in NFL history, but that's fine, you know. I mean, the Bengals will have their time. So NFL pick totals, the highest was Jalen Ramsey. Kenny Moore was the 5th best, but he did tie with Milano. Sack totals, Justin Houston beat out guys like Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Myles Garrett, apparently Mike Daniels, J.J. Watt, Mack, and the rest. If that doesn't deserve Superstar Dev and you guys seriously don't like when I do it, oh well, best of luck. So it is against the Packers. The Rams are pretty good in Sim, so I suppose this is the better of the move. So 82 overall versus probably like an 80, right? 79. I mean, we have the better roster. So, hey, Super Bowl year 1, that would be pretty clutch, I will say. That would be very clutch. Frank still does not look confident, and these are the reasons Andrew retired, okay? That's the reason. That's about it. All right, so we are right to left. Defense makes a great start, and then they score a touchdown. Oof. Please win a Super Bowl. Like, I want one. Have we ever had... Actually, no, we won a Super Bowl last video, didn't we? By the way, I still owe you guys a rebuild stream. We'll do that at some point. I've just been busy the last few weekends. We got to hit it one of these Fridays or Saturdays. There you go, Indianapolis. Okay, an amazing, performance by both teams. A very solid Super Bowl. But we win a Super Bowl year 1. Hell, if Matt LaFleur takes the Packers to a Super Bowl year 1, I don't care. I love you, okay? I don't care that you broke your ACL. I love you, man. Tear that ACL anytime you want, pal. Is that the Super Bowl hat? Ugh, that better not be the Super Bowl hat, right? Yikes. By the way, when are they going to update this celebration? I think for the last, I don't even know how many Super Bowls, usually the losing team is sitting on the bench crying. I'm not saying put that in the game because that would be a little harsh, but they're on the bench crying and talking to each other while the main team is out there celebrating. Like, I don't remember the last time I've seen them hug it out and talk about it. Like in the championship game, a divisional, that, fair enough. But the Super Bowl, it's all about the main team, the ones that won. We ain't got no time for losers. As Queen once said, y'all suck. Get out of our stadium. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like definitely need an update, even if you don't want to put in the guys crying on the sideline. Just update it, man. Come on. We got the Pro Bowl, but we have the same animations. Like, for real? Let's change these things. I don't know why I've gotten so, like, gangsta in this video. And then once I said that, I went all the way out the window. A very precise game from the two teams. Andrew Luck and Rodgers had just a gentleman's game. Just a pure gentleman's game. Rodgers, didn't have as many passing touchdowns, but both teams scored the same amount of touchdowns. Rodgers came in runs. The one flub I had, form of 2 touchdown runs from him, and then, Aaron Jones did have a huge rushing touchdown. Marlon Mack really isn't the guy, is he? Like, he's really just not played well in the postseason. And we don't know about the regular season because he had a good season, but it could have been, Margus. Coming out of nowhere, Justin Houston. If he doesn't deserve Superstar, like, honestly, I don't like you, I don't like you in the comment section. Probably get it automatically, but if he doesn't, we're forcing it. What was I saying again? Oh, yeah, but Marlon Mack, it could have been, like, several games like Derrick Henry where he broke off some huge runs, and boom, there you go. You got 2 games where it's 200 yards. That's a big chunk of the yardage that you would have had. We're only going to do 2 more years, have a chance at a dynasty, and we'll see where we are from there. Okay, so let's take a look at the developments, see if anyone went up. T.Y. Hilton actually went to a Superstar X Factor. Okay, so in a sim league at least, well, simming, it's actually very easy to get the development, of Superstar X Factor. The big part is, he's 30 now. I don't know how much longer he can survive now, which is in a good way. I think he's going to stay on the team for several more years. Defensively, I'm really shocked, honestly. Like, Darius Leonard apparently went up in development. Let's take a look. Obviously, we already know he did, but it's actually not that hard to get your development up. However, Justin Houston, who had an insane season, doesn't. He's already 31. I wonder how much he regressed just from not going to Superstar, but of course, no doubt about it, he goes to Superstar. I'm not going to upgrade Kenny Moore because even though he did have a really good season, I think it's a fair decision to leave him at Star. It was a good year, fair enough, but I don't know. It wasn't absurd. Justin Houston at 18 sacks for Sim is absurd. Like, that's back to that level. It's like, oh, right, we made a mistake. We're Kansas, and we definitely made a mistake. But yeah, I mean, this is a really good team. Let's go on to year 2. Jack Doyle. It would be nice to get him back, but we can't. Jabal, 2-year, $18 million deal. He was decent in the postseason. I think the Colts would definitely look to get him back. I know there's probably going to be better, bigger name. Really? Obviously, we can't tag him. Like, that tag is too much. Adam Vinatieri, though, obviously, if we can get him back, we'll get him back. Really? I hate everyone, man. Like, all of you guys just suck as humans. Like, I just don't like you. Of course, even though this is kind of a weird situation, I think we definitely have to re-sign Jacoby. There's no doubt about it, because obviously in real life they need him. There's some interesting names here. All of them are very, like, not very young, but there's a lot of guys with tons of potential. I think we'll let Chester Rogers go. It's not hard to find a backup role wide receiver. Clayton Gaithers, I know he was their captain, but the coverage is just terrible, man. We got to improve at safety. And apparently we have to prove in D-end and kicker because ours don't want to join us back because a Super Bowl isn't good enough for them. So let's see who we can get. Of course, Tyreek Hill, interesting. Kendall Fuller. Are the Chiefs really that broke? Hunter Henry, that's a new name. Haven't seen that one. Oh, Miles Jack. Call it what you want. Miles Jack would obviously come to this team because he would want to get... Oh, Jesus, we're offering way too much. He would want to get revenge on his old team. And we just won a Super Bowl, so... you know, whatever you want to call it. Devin McCourty, I don't know if he'll ever leave the Patriots, but if he does, I will be willing to take you. You can come to my house and live there if you want. Jack Doyle not getting an offer. We'll offer him a low ball if he wants to join back. Now, there is a difference between saying I want to play for a new team and, you know, testing free agency, so I think it's a fair move. I really do. Anyone else? Jabal Sheard, we'll try to get him back. We'll even, you know, even though he kind of feels like he betrayed us, we'll give him his offer. You know, we're not too proud. So we offer that big boy money. How much of that big boy money was accepted? Armstead never joins me. McCourty, he joins. Miles Jack, he joins. Jack Doyle joins. Okay, I mean, this one is so far our most unrealistic move by far. And you'll see why in a minute. It wasn't that crazy low money, but a 4-year, $8 million deal, you know, before he left. He was kind of asking for that per year, but I think he realized very quickly that the market was not willing to pay for a blocking tight end. I know he's a really good catcher, in fairness. He's a possession, you know, kind of like a Jason Witten, really. But they weren't willing to pay guys like him, and, you know, he came back to us. All right, as per usual with the way we draft, we're going to need to trade up. There's not a great draft here. However, we have a big boy name, and his name is Kamani Gooden. He's a mid-first defensive tackle. I have no idea when he's going to go. There's a couple of names there, but we can't really go anywhere in the top 10. There's a wide receiver there, LaJarvis Teal. He was 6'5", looked very good, but once again, we couldn't get that high. Damian Gregory. I don't know how far we're willing to go with this DT. This Gooden guy could go any minute now. The Falcons don't really need a DT. The Bills... Really? And he was good. Oh, no. Why would they go for one? Well, unfortunately, they went for a DT. We do have a guy named Stephon Knighton, who's decent, but I'm still pretty bummed out. And then there goes Blair Booth. Nice. Love it. I'm just going to go to our pick at this point. 32. Oh, man. That really blows. I don't really know who to take anymore because like that DT is not that great. I mean, I guess we're just going to go with the only person I could see, and we take, I mean, not really a bust because he's projected around here, but we take a pretty bad player, and he's very fast, I suppose, as a DT. He may play. I don't really know. That's probably our worst draft pick in the first round we've had this year, though. Trent Richardson, get out of here, EA. We're not doing that today. So we trade a pick 55, 128 in green for a pick, well, I don't even know what it was, 30-something. We will be giving them our third round next year and fifth round next year on top of it, though. I tried to make that trade, and they just didn't want it. But here we go. So that's a pretty fair trade. A second this and a fourth this, plus a third and a fifth next to move up like 20 spots in the second round, which is, it's very high. It's definitely a big jump. What about this Hastings? Nah, Deion Mullins looks pretty damn good. He's on the slower side, but I still think he's going to be decent. 74 hidden. I mean, I doubt he's a superstar X Factor, but it would be insane. I really don't know what we do with this guy because, I don't know. I mean, he just looked good enough to draft, and we were around there. I felt like we needed to come away with some sort of win in this draft. Hopefully that right end actually is still there. Where is he? Marcus Whitworth. I don't know how good he's going to be, but he looks okay. 71 hidden. Once again, another guy that looks to be superstar X Factor, but I probably would doubt it. He's pretty decent. He's got a lot of upside, a little on the slower side, but good enough. I mean, that's a pretty talented guy. Can't be mad with it. Really? They're gone? I guess we're just trading our picks away. I don't understand what's going on. Undrafted potential taken so high. What about that kid, the punter, actually? Taking Harry Steele here. Hidden development. Star, that makes a lot of sense. A new guy around town. I actually forgot. I don't think Adam Vinatieri accepted our contract. That may be our new kicker. It depends if he's able to do it. We pass Mr. Irrelevant off to the Seahawks, who take a 58 overall lineman. Take a look at the draft recap. I am disappointed to say the least. Mullins was probably our best pick, but our least needed. Somewhat, I suppose. Player development, star development, fair enough, I suppose. And then I believe Whitworth was also a development of Hidden, who has a development of Star. I was going to say Superstar X Factor. Yay! Let's take a look at the guys we missed real quick. I would have loved to have the the wide receiver Teal, but you could see normal development, huge jumping. What's his age? He's still really good. He's insane. He's actually a freak. They gave him normal, not as a that sucks, he's bad at developing, but a just so the league doesn't die because he's so good. He's actually insane. RDT Gooden. He was hidden. How good is he? Oh. Aaron Donald, is that you? Was his development? Thank God it's Star. But either way, he's still an amazing player. We're going to have to look for some free agent DTs or trade block guys because I'm not happy with the defensive tackle position right now, and I don't know why you would be. This is easily the worst position on our team. I'm looking around to see what we can do at right end because even though Toure is young, Whitworth is probably the best bet. He's like 4 years younger, better development, and he's almost just as good, if not better than him already at pass rushing. Like the block shedding's way higher, and then his finesse isn't very far off. We're actually going to sign Sean Lee. He was in free agency. He's decent. He would make a very good starter. I don't know, Aquare or whatever his name is. Looks pretty damn good too. So we trade Toure, Autry, and Adams for Godshaw and a 5th round pick from the Dolphins. I think that's a pretty fair trade for both teams. If anything, we kind of got the rough end of it, but that's why we took that 5th round pick. Maybe could have asked for a 4th round, but I like what we did there. He's an upgrade, and he will start. I'm going to put Hunt still in at number 2 because he actually had a really good season. I know, a bit of a regression, but still looking good. The defense probably did take a hit. I know we have a much better free safety. Linebacker core is severely upgraded. I don't know what you would say severely, but very upgraded. But the D-line, obviously, way worse than last year. Hopefully Whitworth can pick up the speed and just kill it right out the gate. But overall, it is a better team. It's just some places are better, some places are worse. All right, so we have some re-signings, and of course I can't see the freaking age. Good, I hate things. All right, here we are. T.Y. Hilton wants a 4-year deal worth $64 million. That's a big signing bonus, in fairness. Justin Houston, we'll give him the 2-year deal. We have lots of money to work with, so we're going to do that. This offer is perfect. Devin McCourty wants a 1-year deal. We'll probably give it to him, but we could probably save money by waiting. Ryan Kelly will get actually 3 years, even though he wants 2. So welcome to the team long-term, pal. Godshaw, automatically going to get him. He's a run-stopping type guy. We'll give him a 3-year deal just for now. Maybe he gets something in the future. Who knows? Marlon Mack, even though I'm not really a huge fan of the statistics he puts up, he's still obviously the number 1 here. Malik Hooker, we're going to lock him in for 6 whole years. My man, good to go. Quincy Wilson probably gets a contract, right? But we'll find out later. You gotta make sure you want to keep everybody. You can't just toss them under the bus or into the roster. I don't know. Anthony Walker probably gets a contract. Can't do that yet. I'm still debating T.Y. Hilton because that contract, a 4-year deal, is a lot. I'll probably end up taking a look at what his season's like, and if he's doing well, we will announce the re-signing of him. I've seen the season that T.Y. Hilton's off to, and he's off to a pretty worthy one, so we'll give him the contract. Okay, barely not. All right, headed to the playoffs. We actually had Devin Funchess with a chance to go to Superstar, but of course, no chance he was going to get that in Sim. Another bye week, and 12-4. Okay, I mean, we were 6-4 at a point, so we must have won 6 straight there, and we did. Impressive. The Colts have been easily the most successful team we've had. I want to do the Jaguars, but we'll have to wait for that. Andrew Luck, not as good of a season, but the passer rating was up. The percentage was up completion-wise, so still a good season, if not technically maybe even better again. T.Y. Hilton, of course, like I said, I told you he was off to a really good season, so we did give him the contract. 1,250-plus yards, 16 touchdowns, you can't go wrong. Mullins, not a great season, I mean, he did kind of start for Paris. Maybe a bad decision on our part. He wasn't ready, I guess. Sack totals, Justin Houston did drop down to 8. What else do we have? 9 for Leonard. The new guy, Whitworth, with 1 sack, and he was in the proper position. Kenny Moore, man, I want to give him Superstar so bad because 9 picks in the last 2 seasons, that would pretty much make him one of the better cornerbacks in the league. He also just got a speed upgrade. It's a little bit on the slower side. Could end up playing free safety in the future if we needed him to. But that's pretty much that. Kicking, the rookie, Harry Steele, pretty damn good. Similar to, what's his name? To Adam Vinatieri. Let's advance the week. We're an 85 overall now. Probably the best team in the NFL. Oh, 87. Definitely the best team in the NFL now. Let's take a look at any, overall changes. Mullins is an 80 overall now. So even though he didn't have a great season, probably was the best choice because he definitely would have upgraded better than Campbell. O-line, Braden Smith. Kelly looking very good. So is obviously, goes without saying. But I didn't even say it, so it does go without saying. Whitworth went up 7 whole overalls. We do have the sliders around 200. So it makes sense. Very good player now. DN's not terrible. Depends on what Justin Houston does when he regresses. Rock Ya-Sin probably ends up becoming the number 2 corner next year because Pierre is going to drop a bit. Linebacker core is great. Obviously, Sean Smith is decent. I want to start our man. We had him in the practice squad, or the practice thing, and he apparently went up pretty well. Going against the Ravens, who are really glitchy in Sim. Surprised Lamar Jackson's not a superstar X Factor by now, but still he's a superstar and he's dangerous. If he's even quarterback, it'll make more sense later on. Let's just say something happens in the 49ers franchise. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to say. 7-7. Second quarter up 14-7. We're now up 17-7. Things are looking pretty good here. 24-7, 27-7, 27-14. Oof, they're making a comeback. Uh-oh. Did we really just choke it? Or no, we didn't. Did we? No, we didn't. They're going to kick the field goal at some point, right? Nice. 30-28. Super choke job, but clutched it out last second. I told you Lamar is a glitch. An insane game from him. Rushing, we gave Mac the contract because it makes sense. This team isn't that great at running the ball in general, but man, it's really hard to get behind him because, he doesn't really do well in Sim anymore. Like, the first season was okay. Second season was god-awful. And then in the postseason, he's terrible. He's a liability, but, you got to give him the contract. He's 85 overall, 24, 25 years old. What are you going to do, You have to give a contract for a guy with that much potential. Going against the Chiefs now, we may be an 88 by now. No, we're now 87. The Chiefs go up barely. Actually, did they go up? They might have went down. I don't know, but clearly the best team in the AFC, maybe even the best team in the NFL, probably at this point. A very good team. The Colts, I keep bringing it up, but they were primed, man. They were primed. Giants in Seattle, honestly, I'd probably rather face Seattle. The Giants are just cheese in Sim. Just no chance to beat that team. 7-0. Chiefs going on the other end, only scoring 3. It's very hard to win the game if the Chiefs can only score 3 on their first drive because their defense is pretty rough. Ironically enough, they're holding us pretty damn well. Second half, we're down. Of course, we take the lead. Down again. Take the lead. Down again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Do we have to come in again? They're not going to waste. They're not going to call timeouts, are they? It's one of the big issues they got to fix as well as time management in general for the AI is just so bad in Madden. It's been bad for how many years now? Oh my God, Ty is just naked. There's nobody on him, and he's in. What a play. Once again, did we score too soon? That's the worry here. What a play. Ty's sick. Doesn't take much, and you'd have to argue, the time management thing. They did use all their timeouts, actually. Maybe not. Maybe that one's not the same case. Maybe that one was fair. Good game from both quarterbacks. What the hell? It was a fake punt. Obviously didn't go so well. Marlon Mack, not a bad game, I suppose. T.Y. Hilton, even before the huge gainer, did pretty damn well. Decent game for the defense. I don't know what it is about Marcus Hunt, but that man, he just plays in the postseason. He just does what he does. Marcus is a free. I remember when he was coming out of college, I was like, that man is quite large. That's all I said. That's all, that's about it. Going in the Super Bowl, I don't know. I'm actually thinking if we win this one, we just call it there. Don't want to see disappointment on my face. Nah, we'll play another one. Screw it. Here it is, Super Bowl versus the Giants. We are left to right, which is a rare sighting, but I like it because we're up by 10. We are now only up by 3. Offense driving down, only scores 3, but they waste enough clock. So that 3 points was huge because, it was 3 points that they could not respond to. It's still anyone's game, but with that touchdown, we have won back-to-back. Andrew Luck, please watch this video. It's not too late. It's not too late. Somebody send this to him. I want all of you guys to, I want all of you guys to subscribe and like to the video. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. But maybe while you're there following me, send this to Andrew Luck. Show him, hey, he made a lot of jokes about you and the team. But beside that, you could have a very good career. You could win some Super Bowls, Your team's ready. Apparently you aren't, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. Is their quarterback Bridgewater? I think it may be Bridgewater. I can't tell. I can't see the baby face from here. Andrew Luck, see? MVP of the Super Bowl, buddy. What are you doing? Come on. One more year. Times 10 because 29 is pretty damn young in this day and age. But yeah, back-to-back, not looking too shabby. We'll show you guys that we didn't cheat. I don't think you can actually sim win when you technically don't sim. We were in the game. T.Y. Hilton, man, burned right off the line. That's the one thing I do like about this year's game. It seems like if you're good, it doesn't matter. In previous Maddens, it's all about the body type. Cornerback, you need a 6'2", or a 6'1", 6'2" guy with speed. Wide receiver, you need a tall guy with speed. Basically, you need to be tall and fast. But now it's if you're good, you're good. Teddy Bridgewater, not so good. Threw 3 picks. Kind of lost the game for them. Defensively, who were the guys? Darius Leonard with a sack. They had combined sack. Kenny Moore is a god. Pierre is all right. And Bobby is going to be the starter. So a little bit of shocker. I think it was a smart move for Sean Lee because, have that veteran presence at the linebacker core with all the young guys, have the depth with the other guys, if there was an injury, which obviously we have injuries turn off, but don't tell anyone. And yeah, he gets a ring. Sean Lee with a ring. I'll take it, As much as you hate the Cowboys, got a feel for Pelican, man. I'm sorry, there's no reason for that hostility. I need to go to the bathroom. Mullins is an 86 overall. Maybe let's be fair, he has morale boost. But maybe the sliders are a little high. Maybe a little high. He's an insane wide receiver, though. Would have been nice to actually draft a decent DT, but apparently DT doesn't matter. I'm sorry, Kareem Hunt, Marcus Hunt. Even though I love you, maybe I'll even let you stay on the roster. Oof, maybe. But you are really, really regressed, my man. He's still not bad, though. He's not terrible. At what point do we need to draft something? You can see Pierre didn't really drop in development. Quincy, I'm really debating here. Let's see the contract year. So $7 million to release him, which usually entails this is last year, right? Last year, do we re-sign Quincy? I think we may let Quincy go to free agency, test the market, get him back if we can for a good price, and then trade Pierre. I kind of want to keep Devin McCourty, though. That man just wins Super Bowls. It's not a coincidence that we went back-to-back having, Devin McCourty on the roster the second time around. Usually you don't go back-to-back. Ooh, what the hell is wrong with his coverage? He has no zone. Yeah, I'm going to have to let him go because that just signifies someone that isn't good in coverage. That's about all I can tell you there. Quincy's not really asking for a lot here, but we're going to let him go for now. I think we're actually fine with letting all of the guys go here. So, of course, with 27 mil, we have a few positions to replace. Linebackers, not one of them. We're fine there. Jared Goff, yeah, I don't expect that to happen, even though I still can't tell if he's the real deal. T.Y. Hilton doesn't seem to have dropped too hard on us. Anyone else? Sidney Jones could play a nice safety, but that's just not going to happen. I can't play. I thought he was really good in zone, no? Guess I'm wrong. Milano. So Milano goes up in development for his pick season, but Kenny doesn't. I don't know why, but Demario Davis is a glitch in sim. He's a superstar X Factor. Unbelievable. Like, how does he do it? I just don't understand. Maybe I'm thinking of Jalen Mills. I mean, he's good in both, but he's not, like, insane. But we'll definitely offer him a 3-year deal, I think. He's pretty much better than Quincy. And I also like the whole, like, Minecraft thing got going on for himself, so that's always pretty cool. I mean, there's really not much more positions we need to replace. I mean, this team is just so good. Will Fuller's not getting a contract now. That is wild. There's no chance he signs, but I'm just going to offer it. Why not? It doesn't hurt me. See what we get. I mean, really all we need is Mills, and we got him. So whoever plays best at free safety out of the cornerbacks will play free safety, I suppose, if we need them to, because we could find someone in the draft. Looking at the team, what do we need? Replace a right guard, but overall, this team is looking insane. Absolutely insane. No doubt about it. I'm not even over-exaggerating at this point. I suppose we could look at the D-line. DT is definitely a big need. Godshaw, we have him for another three years. Rocky Sin still getting disrespected here. Every time we get a new guy, always replaced. Every single time. He's a very good player, so I'm not really sure why. But I think... Let's see Pierre. What's his zone coverage? Probably pretty bad, right? Oh, Pierre is definitely our new free safety if we can't find one. Oh, no doubt. He's on the slower side. He's tall. Great coverage. I think that's a pretty good move. I think he'll probably 80 plus, right? 78, that's fine. Kenny Moore, of course, we knew he'd be a great safety, but that's fine as well. Rocky Sin has deserved the number 2 spot. He's been learning for all these years, and he's finally capable. It would be nice to get a bit better of a cornerback. Maybe we'll take another gander into free agency real quick. But yeah, the draft, I mean, really just DT, maybe a linebacker. Even linebacker isn't needed. Who's this guy? Woodard. Pretty decent. Reminds me of, I don't know. I don't know who he reminds me of. All right, so we've been here before. We have a guy that's probably mid-first. We're going to go to the top 10. If he's still there, we're going to try to make a trade. He's a pass rusher. Oh, geez, there's some busts here in the first round. He's a pass rusher, and we need a pass rusher. We're not going top 10. We're going to go right outside of it if we can, which we can. The Jags may need a guy. I don't know. They don't seem to need a guy, so we would actually save quite a bit here if we can just get past them and all the other teams here. I mean, you could see maybe the Rams. I'd probably trade up with the Rams if we can. I think we can replace Tyquan Lewis. I think this is a fair trade. They're getting 2 players. They're dropping down a bit, but Jacoby Brissett, he's one of those draft day trades. Hopefully this Porter guy's worth it because we're putting a lot on the line here for this man, spending a lot just really to replace for when Justin Houston's gone. Hoping for the best. Okay, 74 hidden. Obviously, it says he's Superstar X Factor. He could be. You never know. I don't know. I think it's a good trade-up. I think we did well. So we traded 64 this, a third next, and Benagu for the 43rd pick from the Jags. I don't know what the guy's actual name is, but that's what I call it. That's what I said. So leave me alone. Hopefully this guy's worth it. He looks insane. I mean, this guy looks like a clear-cut beast, and he is automatically. Probably not Superstar X Factor, but a very good player and a good trade-up, no doubt about it. The thing is now, we may have to trade up again because we have a DT. We have a few DTs here, but Follett, I think, is the best one. So, can we get to the 3rd round. This fullback's nice too, though. It's a risk, but we'll take that risk, I suppose. I mean, there's some names, so let's take a look. Highsmith is the only one left. Damn, son, I really wanted Follett. We took a risk, too, because we let go of... Well, we traded Tyquan, I think. I don't even know if that Highsmith's going to be there. He might have just went. He didn't. We're going to take him. He looks okay. He is not. 67 overall, terrible strength, terrible player. A lot of potential, just wasn't really that good. We're going to take one in the 4th round. This guy looks very freaking good. Jeromepkr, a little bit slow, but looks really freaking talented. And he is 75 overall, 24 years old, but an insane fullback. Kind of a trucking style back, but he's got good lead block, decent speed, actually. And he's an okay blocker. He's pretty decent. Where do we take this guy? Looks okay. Clinton Turner, 55 overall. How is that an A-? 82 throw power is A-? What kind of new math we doing? We trade our 3 6th rounds and 3 7th rounds for the 4th and 5th round pick from the Bears next year, which obviously it would be worth even more than that. I mean, who do we miss? We missed the DT that I really wanted. That's pretty much it, though. Everything else kind of, worked out for itself pretty much. Here's Follett. He went late in the 3rd. Looks pretty good. First glance, hidden. Ooh, he is actually pretty decent. Haloti Nada. Haloti. Sorry. Star development. Okay, I mean, that's still really good, and obviously would have liked him. I don't know, put it where you want. We've been really struggling for DTs. It's not a hard position to trade for, though, so let's take a look at free agency, let's take a look at the trade block, and see if we can make a move. So we trade 2 4th rounds and a left end for A'Shawn Robinson. He's their backup, and I'm going to give them our 1st round pick from last year. He's not great, but he's got potential as kind of a peace offering, kind of a fair, a make-it-right type of deal. And, of course, another defensive tackle traded for. And, basically backup DTs are our starting DTs. That's how bad we are. But that's fine. Now we have a capable defensive line. Porter. Oh, we didn't even check what Porter development was, actually. Porter's development is going to be hard to ignore. Huh. Superstar development, man. How do you really, do we just put him in as a backup, I guess? We're going to put him in as, one of the subs. He'll just be the sub for both spots, and maybe he'll still have a decent season that way, because he is very good. He's got a lot of potential, so, I mean, there's really not much more to say about it. Hambrick, the right tackle, I think may start at guard for us. I don't see why he wouldn't. He's got some talent there. Got some talent, a lot of upside. Why not? Oh, he's the same overall as well. Yeah, forget it. Forget we said anything. He's obviously going to be there. We got a new fullback. I mean, this is a pretty stacked roster across the board. There's really not many holes anymore. With cornerbacks, not really upgraded, which kind of sucks. But overall, looking good. Oh, Miles Jack with the development up. I didn't even notice that. Superstar development. All right, I'll take it. I will definitely take it. I mean, this is a sick roster. I expect nothing but the best. Probably another playoff season. Maybe even 3 straight Super Bowls. Most successful rebuild we've ever had, potentially. Well, look who it is. The 3-year, $107 million man himself. Quentin Nelson wants a contract. He will get it. Do we give Andrew Luck a contract? Do we trust him to stick around? Probably at this point. A'Shawn Robinson is star? Wait, I'm so confused. Was he not normal when we traded for him? Was he actually star the whole time? I'll have to take a look in a moment. We're re-signing the majority of our offensive line. And with those guys around, I would assume he will stick around himself. Anthony Costanzo, we gave him a 2-year deal, and he's still going strong, so we'll give him another 1 year. Really? All right. We will obviously re-sign A'Shawn Robinson. We'll give him a 4-year deal. DT has been very challenging for us to track down. Will we be able to actually afford Andrew Luck? He's 31, so he'll be fine. I think a 3-year deal is actually perfect for both sides here. So we will give him the contract. And, we're on a really good path here, honestly. I won't lie to you, we're having a really good season yet again. Debatably the best start of this entire rebuild to a season, and it does finish the best, 13-2-1. At the time I was looking, we were 10-1, no, it was 8-1-1. And, it seemed to only go up from there. We did lose a game near the end, but it was against a very good Rams team. Going against the Jags, that's a tough team. Seahawks is a tough team. So the teams we lost and tied to were good teams, and that's the main importance. If you're going to lose or tie, at least be against a good team, a formidable one, and Andrew Luck has had his best season ever. If that's not an MVP season, I'd be a little shocked. Marlon Mack did well. Of course, T.Y. Hilton's done well. Devin Funchess, he's really improving. Mullins did improve as well, just not by a whole lot. Defensively, sack totals, what do we have? 10 for Highsmith. He's not even a starter. He's the number 3. How? How is it even possible? 8.5 for Darius Leonard somehow. Houston with 6. Godshaw with 4. Whitworth with 4. Porter with 3. A really interesting, it was just a team effort, really good defensive, great defensive coordinator job, basically. Just did a really good job of just mixing it up. Andrew Luck was the MVP. All right, okay, nice stuff. Any Rookie of the Years? Highsmith. I am shocketh. I am shooketh and shocketh at the same time. I don't know what to tell you. That's insane. Okay, I mean, more questions at DT, I suppose. How good of a season did he have then? Like, XP-wise? Because he was a 69 overall normal. Even with our sliders, it can't be much more than like a 73. 74 overall. Alright, I don't know how. He's literally just 90 black shed. I'm sorry, Godshaw, even though you were decent. Let's take a look at the actual ratings. I mean, I prefer the run stop ability. So Highsmith's going to come in. We're an 88 overall roster. I mean, this is probably going to be another Super Bowl win. Let's be honest. They've improved again, the Chiefs, but how do you beat 88 overall? You probably just don't. Right, headed to the second half. It's a very close game. We're down by 1. Uh-oh, the Chiefs may end our tyranny here. Maybe not. It's a tied game, 34 all, clutch as hell. 3rd and 15, can't get the job done. Offense could drive down for the win here. Nonchalantly here. I'm not liking this. What's going on here? 4th down. Why wouldn't you go for this? Especially with 8 seconds. Now we definitely have to. Our kicker can't kick it from that far. Really weird. Can he? I'm going to let him kick it then. Screw it. He did it. It's 37-34. What a legend. 55 yards. That must be like right next to his max with 91 kick power unless he upgraded. Andrew Luck wasn't great, but he managed the game and did not throw 2 picks. Plus, we did have 2 rushing touchdowns. So overall, it's a debatable one. Mahomes kind of slinged it. But I think taking care of the ball a little bit better was probably the difference. And our kicker was the difference with 5 for 5. Man, what a story. These drafts have been so good for us. And, the developments weren't really there for us this draft. And we had Porter with Superstar, and really that's about it. But, the drafting, we've done really well. Ever since maybe the first or second rebuild we do, we're a little iffy. And then we got our bearings, and we've been killing it now, Especially with bad draft picks. We're making trade-ups that are pretty realistic. We've been doing well. Going against a Steelers team that's on the older side, I know that shows like thousands of superstar X Factors, but at this point, Big Ben's X Factor's got to be pretty useless because he's probably like a 75 overall. This is one hell of a rebuild. I don't know what the hell to title this. Obviously, I want to clickbait a little bit with Andrew Luck in the title, but do I really want to give away the whole video that we go 3 straight Super Bowls? I might just go, Andrew Luck is a Super Bowl god or something like that. I don't know. But we win another game, headed on to our 3rd straight Super Bowl. I forgot to show you guys we didn't cheat, by the way, on the last few seasons in the postseason. Of course, if you know anything about rebuilds and all that, how? He has 67 power move or whatever. Don't judge a book by its cover, even though you should, because the ratings matter. That's kind of how they get pressure, but I don't know. EA's on something else today. They're giving us all the luck in the world, which once again, just like a Cowboys rebuild, I would prefer to store that luck for a rebuild where we need it. Cowboys, ironically, a rebuild that we actually need it on. But hey, whatever. I'll take whatever we can get. Oh, here we go. Here's a battle. 88 overall Colts versus the 88 overall Cowboys. 2 really good rosters. Of course, it was weird that we did a fantasy roster. Why did we do a fantasy Cowboys? Was there a reason? I can't remember. Was there maybe something to do with the Dak contract? It might have been. Obviously, I try to keep it relevant, and we actually do a pretty good job of that. We're usually ahead of the curve. If you look at my Twitter, I mentioned something about the pictures, all of Andrew Luck's pictures. He looks like a dork, and then a day later, not even a day later, like 15 hours later, he ends up leaving, which is a shocker. I don't know. I'm just ahead of the curve, even though I uploaded the video about 5 hours late. But that's beside the point. Here is a very close game. Anyone could win it. And I did not want that to actually be a truthful statement. I'm going to let the AI do their job here. And they do it. I mean, just let the AI do it. The Colts are the champions again. Oh my lord, Hannibal Lecter, how you doing? I said it once and I'll say it again. Every time I see Jason Garrett in game, Hannibal Lecter, that's that guy. That's who he is. It just looks just like him. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to guess that Marlon Mack was the MVP, even though he's not really that great usually in Sim. But it just seemed like we ran the ball decently. Like, I just feel like we grinded him down. We win 3 straight Super Bowls. There it is, folks. Subscribe and like the video because that's the best it's going to get. It really is. Even from a fantasy standpoint, there's just no way. 3 years in a row of success. Andrew Luck was the MVP again. Andrew Luck basically becomes one of the greatest of all time. Honestly, maybe even call him the greatest of all time because 3 straight Super Bowls is very hard to replicate. I don't know if anyone's ever going to do something like that. So, you know, it puts him up there in history, and 3 wins alone is great. So if he kept it on this trajectory, even if he didn't win another Super Bowl for the rest of his career, but kept putting up those yards and touchdowns, I would call him the GOAT. I would probably let it fly, let it slide, have it, you know, do what you do. But yeah, there it is. The Colts rebuild is completed. There's really no other way you could have done it better than what we did. T.Y. Hilton was insane, you know, just consistent as hell. Actually went up every single season. Marlon Mack still continues to be one of the most questionable running backs in Sim for whatever reason. Whitworth, I don't know understand how Highsmith did what he did. If we can Sim, I kind of want to see what the team looks like, and I want to see the development ups because, of course, Highsmith, if he doesn't win, you know, go to star, I got to make sure we put him at star in case we reload this, which I'm not sure why we would, but maybe we do. Maybe I want the legacy achievements. I don't know which ones I'm missing. Probably a lot of them, but 3 straight Super Bowls, typically a lot of legacy, I would say. But you get more as a player, so I don't know. Offensive line. So offensively, it doesn't appear anything has changed. Mullins is probably number 2 category, but we'll keep him there because obviously it worked out. Porter, of course, superstar. Highsmith, he's 78 overall, and he's not star development. Okay. Obviously, a guy like him to come off the 3rd string spot, playing only sub DT, getting, how many was it? 10 sacks in Defensive Rookie of the Year? I'm going to go out on a limb and say he deserves star development. I'm just going to say it, you know. But that's pretty much it. That's the rebuild. We'll auto-sim this XP and see what overall we end up with. You know, the defense was still lacking, but once again, offense wins championships. I don't care what anyone says. And, you know, an okay defense, an okay one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, of course. And yeah, if you have a team you want to see next, let me know. I want to do the Jaguars next, so maybe you'll see that like a Wednesday or Thursday, but we'll see what we do. Maybe you guys can convince me. But anyways, hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!